All right, today we are going to be talking about Project Hail Mary. This is a movie that's been out for just a sec. People have been raving about it. I'm going to give you a clean look on the movie here in just a second, as well as kind of a couple takes on some pieces that I feel you may want to know about. So stick with me and let's get into it. All right, so this is a space movie. Hope that's not a surprise to you if you've seen any of the trailers. But it makes you think. There's a lot of puzzle pieces that are kind of working in this piece. The basics of it, which you see in the trailer, is Ryan Gosling, his character, Ryan Grace. He wakes up alone in a ship, really has no recollection of how he got there, why he's there, and the whole beginning section of the movie is him trying to figure out how to move forward.
Please state your name.
Ryan Grace. I just woke up from a coma. I'm several light years from my apartment. And I'm not an astronaut. I'm not an astronaut. I'm not an astronaut.
And this is the one place for me where the movie lacked just a little bit. Yes, they've got to do character development. Yes, they have to kind of portray the story and make sure things are established before they start moving things on. Of course, on all of those pieces. But it just got a little bit long and you want to kick it in the butt just a little bit as they're trying to develop those pieces. But as you look at our reviews and hear about our pieces here at the end, you're going to see that this is one of the only bad things about this film. Now, as the movie moves forward, it picks up quite a bit. You've seen in the trailers, there's this rock alien that kind of shows up, gets introduced, and that breaks things up quite a bit. Tons of humor and tons of dialogue kind of happen from there.
Hi, Grace.
You're in a ball.
So Rocky No Diane Grace atmosphere. I come up.
Oh, you're coming up. Oh.
And so once he's introduced, the movie really starts to move. So get through that beginning section, which it's short, but it is there, and you'll be just fine. The movie really starts to cruise after it gets past that section. Just a quick reminder, if this review helps you determine what to watch, please take a second, follow the channel, and please share it with someone who appreciates clean, practical movie reviews. That really helps us find families that are looking for good films to watch. Okay, now the performance. This is about Ryan's character, Ryan Grace, and it's no surprise. With him being in space, him being all alone on the ship, that should be some kind of giveaways that it really is Ryan that carries the film. A lot of his dialogue, a lot of him. Yes, once the alien character gets introduced, there is a lot more back and forth that happens there, but at the end of the day, it really is Ryan that's carrying the show, and it's a lot of action, a lot of humor and comedy. There is a lot to this film that make it very good. All right, let's take a look at our clean score sheet. So you can see right here, story got extremely high marks. This is adapted from a book, Project Hail Mary, and they did a very, very good job on the writing, on the story, on the layout. Yes, it got a little bit lower mark, just slightly, only because of that beginning section and how it executed on that. And they did a very good job. Sometimes in these space movies, they leave you hanging. This one, they buttoned it up very well, and I was very pleased by the end of the film. Now on to the performance. I already said this, but Ryan Gosling, he does a phenomenal job carrying the show. I mean, 90% of it, he's there in his spaceship, kind of personal dialogue or dialogue with his rock friend. And besides his rock friend, that's pretty much the performance that we're looking at. But again, you can see right here on our numbers, very well done. Now on to the visuals. They did a great job with this film. Nothing felt off. Sometimes the space spinning got a little bit overwhelming, but again, you are in space and they're trying to help you to feel that. But other than that, like the shots they did, the spaceship, he goes outside the spaceship and the planet and those types of things that he sees, like very, very well done. Now on to the experience. Now just that early on piece, but it picks up very well in the second half. Overall, that's why you're seeing the 9 out of 10. Besides the beginning drag, they do a very good job keeping you entertained and engaged in the film. Okay, let's jump on down here to the clean meter. Honestly, for the language, I'm not 100% sure why this was a PG-13 film. There was very few swear words, and compared to some of the other PG movies I've seen, I would argue this one was actually less than those. So I'm not 100% sure how it got that higher rating because it was a very clean show in that regard. Now, maybe it's because of the intensity. Yes, they are in space and all the hazards that come with that. So naturally, there's a lot of wrenches that get thrown into the gears as they're trying to make things through. But I didn't even find that. There was no gore. There was no very little blood. Yes, there's a scene where he bangs his head on something, and there's a scene or two where he's with a medical bay and they're taking care of stuff. But again, nothing gory, nothing gruesome. Again, I'm not sure why the rating was even at the 13 level. Okay, and then you get down onto our bottom two, and you can see these are both zeros. So on our romance, there was none. There was nothing. And then on your cringe, you can see the numbers up above. There's nothing that happened in the movie that would even make you cringe or make you second guess the film itself and your kids or your teens watching. So then that takes us down to our watch factor. You can see down here on the bottom, green light, watch for all. It was a great film, great for younger kids. If they can just get through that beginning scene, once the alien rock gets introduced, they'll be just fine. So my verdict, and just on my soapbox a little bit, as you guys have seen, there's a lot of individuals talking about this movie, talking about how great it is and all those types of things. You can see here on our clean sheet and on our film score and all those types of pieces, very, very clean movie. And so I'm a little bit lost on why all of the swearing and the romance, all those types of things are required for these films to be so good when this one is getting rave reviews from myself as well as from others. And you can see that it's extremely clean movie with an extremely very well done story. I'm arguing you can have both clean and a good story. All right, so that's Project Hail Mary. Definitely a watch. I would argue should be done in the theater. Yes, maybe you've got your big screen or your amazing sound at home, but the theater is unprecedented as far as how they created this film. You won't regret it. I appreciate your time. Appreciate you tuning in. Reminder, if you enjoy this content, please like, please share, and I will see you at the movies.
I'm Grace. I'm gonna call you Rocky. Thumbs up. No, that's thumbs down. You would do the thumbs up. It's close enough.